Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my usual weekly technical analysis outlook videos in which I will comment on what I think will happen to some FX crosses and equities. As always, before I begin, I want to clarify that this is not a solicitation or recommendation to enter into long or short positions in the names that I will mention in this video, nor do I have existing positions in them. This is not financial advice, and if you're using this content as a guide to trade, you are doing so at your own risk. Alright, let's start. These are the names that I have covered in past videos, and I will do a quick review on each of them. In the later section of this video, I will also begin covering these new names. I've put in timestamps, so please use them to skip to the names that interest you. I last covered Citigroup on the 26th of April, in which I said that it is in the bullish resumption phase of a head and shoulders bottom that was completed in November last year. Now, examining the latest price action, it is clear that Citigroup has since risen, bouncing off the cloud support, rising back above the neckline, and the latest close above the 20-day simple moving average just tells you that upside is preferred. The textbook target of this head and shoulders bottom is at 97.49. On the 3rd of May, I said that the DXY will undergo a corrective rebound, as this is just the correction phase of a head and shoulders top. Now, examining the latest price action, the correction phase usually leads price action back to the point of breakdown. In this case, is around 103.12. DXY only managed to climb to a high of 101.97 before falling thereafter. Now, given that it has closed below the 20-day simple moving average, I now view that the corrective phase has ended and the bearish resumption phase is underway. The textbook target of this bearish pattern head and shoulders top is at 96.22. Also on the 3rd of May, I noted that the correction phase for Euro-Dollar is underway. Euro-Dollar fell to a low over here of 1.1064, just short of the expected 1.0955 before rebounding thereafter. After closing above the 20-day simple moving average, I believe the bullish resumption phase has begun. The textbook target of this head and shoulders bottom is at 117.17. I will begin coverage on Alibaba, which is starting to look like a cup and handle top. The latest close below the 20-day simple moving average doesn't instill confidence for further upside, and if it closes within or below the Ichimoku cloud, then downside is expected to prevail. Completion of this bearish pattern, the cup and handle top, is via a close below the support at 95.70, and the textbook target is at 45.65, though there are supports at 69.75 as well as 77.55 that can bounce price action higher if tested. The next name that I will begin coverage in is Merck Co. It appears to be forming a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, but it requires a breakout above the resistance trend line to complete. Note over here, the RSI is showing price momentum divergence, which is another sign of a potential rebound. Completion of this bullish pattern has a textbook target at 96.78. Moving on to names that I will no longer be covering in future videos, starting off with Microsoft. I last covered Microsoft on the 6th of April and said that it is bearish, but there are supports at 350.64 as well as 365.8 that can bounce price action higher. Microsoft over here bounced off around 350.64. The low was at 344.79, which is about 54.6% of the textbook target at 308.92. Since then, ever since the rebound, Microsoft has surpassed the second shoulder, and this has invalidated the head and shoulders top. I will now cease coverage on Microsoft. That's the end of my sharing. I will give updates to these crosses and names only when there are meaningful development, and in the next video, it will highly likely be on new crosses and new names. If you like what I'm doing, please help me out by giving me a like. Please subscribe and hit the notification button for more videos like this.